Okay, got it recording. We're good. Okay. Hey guys. So for everybody that was not just on our newbie training, this is our team Huddle. I'm so stinking excited because Lindsay Volker, she's going to be just a few minutes late. So I'm hoping she hops on here in just a couple seconds. But Lindsay Volker is going to be on here tonight, kind of just sharing some tips with you guys about how she brings in a crap load of volume every single month. I don't know. Some of you may not know her, but she is just literally like blowing up like the boom threads every week. She is blowing it up with enrollments every week. She has absolutely blown my mind in the last couple months. She's promoted very, very quickly. And I'm just really, really excited to hear her tips. Like so pumped. Let me see if she's, oh, you're on. Yay. I see her. Hey, Lindsay. Okay. Lindsay, I want you to just kind of just start with your story, like a quick, 3-4 minute version of your story, why you got started with this, kind of how long you've been in, everything that's happened since you got started, like 3 to 4 minute version.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, y'all. Oh my gosh, I'm super pumped to be on here. I'm glad we were able to make this work. I do a class on Tuesday night, so I'm not really available normally. So a little bit about my story. I had followed Sarah Heineman for about a year before I finally took the plurge. So I always tell people, follow up, because she followed up with me a ton. And I told her no a ton. Finally, I just couldn't, pass up the extra $300 a month. That's what I wanted to make with this company. I was a single mom, lived in my parents' basement, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, if she's really making this amount of money and she can promise me that I make an extra $500 a month, like that's where I was sold. And I had hoped for the success story, but I just hadn't caught that vision yet of it really actually happening to me. So I promoted my first month, promoted my second month, super pumped, super excited. And then the next 10 months was just going nowhere fast for me. And then I really hit a wall in January 2017. And it was either I needed to actually make It Works my full-time job, or I needed to find another job. And at that point, being in business for almost a year, I thought it was silly to even want anything else because I wanted the freedom, I wanted the time. And so then I just decided to run, and I ran fast. And I'm so happy I did. I retired myself in a year and a half. I've earned $75,000 in bonuses in the last 7 months alone. And y'all, I missed all the bonuses the first year. And so to even think about getting bonuses again, did not seem possible, but I just kept going. So retired myself in a year and a half. I've been full-time stay-at-home mom, work-from-home mom to my single daughter, who is able to be in gymnastics and swimming class because of It Works. So I guess that's a little bit about my story.
I love it so much. Okay, so tell me, I want to just real quickly dive into those 10 months though, real quick, that you were, going nowhere fast with this business. What was the mindset shift that got you promoting quickly after that? What changed for you?
Well, it was consistency. Consistency was number one. You can always put up a cute post. You can always put up a cute, quote on your wall, or say you're making this month, or these are your goals. But if you're not putting in the back work, and I mean actually following up with people who are connecting with you on your post, growing your network daily, then you're basically doing all that work for nothing. And that's what I did for a really long time. I just put out a cute post in the morning, put out a cute products post, but I was not messaging people. I was not getting in people's inboxes. And, getting in people's inboxes can look a lot different if you're not comfortable with sending out just a cold message. Get in the inbox by offering, hey girl, can I throw up a post on your wall to get you entered into a $500 Target giveaway? And for the last couple of months, Freedom Legacy has been making it a lot easier to get into people's inboxes. So I would just say, I became consistent every day, and I told my story every day. And that just really led to a lot of people following my journey.
I love it so much, you guys. So she was doing everything she was told to do, during those 10 months, she was doing everything that you see in front of the scenes. She was doing nothing behind the scenes. So I hope you guys caught that. You can be putting up the posts daily. You can be, looking like you're doing all the right things, but until you actually get the heck to work behind the scenes, it's not going to happen. Okay, so tell me a little bit about, I guess, just what your work day looks like. What are you doing daily every single day? Daily every single day.
Yeah.
What are you doing daily and consistently that has helped you just promote like insanely fast?
Yes. Okay. So definitely, like, I will say when I'm driving, I'm going to do my self-development because I'm not a book reader. I have to do audio. So whether that's just filling up my tank by like listening to a sermon, sometimes I'll even just turn on my Eagle book, the church that I attend. Everybody does like Steve Furtick. I love the audio book, Get Over Your Damn Self. That was one of my favorite. I listened to it when I was nannying, and it just was a wake-up call to like remind yourself, like, okay, we are in a business of network marketing. If you like aren't uncomfortable, then you're not doing a good enough job, because you should probably be uncomfortable every single day in your business, to be honest. So, definitely self-development. I like to get mine done in the morning because I'm not going to probably do it in the evening. So I say I definitely will do that then. And then I'm waking up, I'm messaging, I'm getting out my good morning post. Okay. So I actually wrote this down, otherwise I normally forget. So Katie, be proud. I like to do an engagement post kind of in the morning. So whether that, like, for me, I've been doing just a lot of funny, stupid word quotes, and everyone shares it, everyone laughs at it, because then I've gotten a lot of likes off of that. And so I'm messaging a lot of those people right away. I'll throw up a cute post. You'll often notice, like, oh, if every single selfie you have has It Works related, you might not get as much love on it. Trust me, guys, my original post, I got maybe Claire, Katie, and Sarah, and that was about it. So trust me when I feel that, like, you might only get 2 to 3 likes for a little while. So I'll do like a throwback of Ivy, or I will do, the color, the Christmas, like white or color. What color do you prefer on your tree? Just a really good engagement post, because then I'm going to start messaging all those people right away in the morning. Because for signing customers right now, it's definitely host to post. For me personally, I'm not getting a customer off of just randomly messaging them. It's the host to post, getting into people's markets. And so I will do that. And then, I think that's kind of where I was going with that. So I'm just right away messaging them. I guess in the afternoon, I'm doing follow-ups. So like I said, right away in the morning, I like to get about 10 hosts to post out, because I feel like I'll definitely get a good amount of customers that day. And then I'm consistently posting every probably 2 to 3 hours every day. I do the cute post in the morning. I do either a story on my timeline, or I'm putting my story on my Facebook, if not both. Then I'm doing a product post, and then I do like maybe an activity post of my life, and then I do another product post in the evening for sure. And like, if I don't feel like my algorithm's on, or I'm not getting a lot of interaction, I'm honestly going to keep posting until I get something I like, and I'll go back and like clean out my Facebook. So I might post a hair, skin, and nails post at 11, and it didn't get anything. And then maybe again, I do it at 4, and that one really took off. So now I'll just go delete the 11 o'clock one.
I love it. I do want to ask, there's a couple questions here in the chat. So when you say you're messaging those people that are like engaging with you in your engagement posts, what are you saying to them?
So I wrote this down too. And I think we've had this like in Freedom multiple times. But basically it says like, hey girl, I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. I'm doing 3 $500 Target like gift card giveaway, and I was wondering if you'd be interested in participating. It's like, to confirm your entry, all I ask is for you to post a status on your wall for me. It's so simple. I'll send it to you. You just post and you tag me. Sounds good. And people aren't going to say no to that. Like, no, I don't want Target gift card. Like, okay, you're too cool. Like everybody says yes. And so I'll do that. And then I keep track of people. Like if people have a big following and they're willing to post for me, I'm going to message them like 3 days later and be like, hey girlfriend, like thank you so much for your support and your love. Would you be willing to put another post for additional entry? And then I'll give her a business post. Like I'm always switching it up because at the end of the day, if she wasn't at work, like we're posting consistently every day. If you can find people you can tap into their market every day, every other day, like that's just as great.
I love that tip so much. Like we're writing it down. Okay, so in the mornings, you're doing an engagement post. You're messaging anybody who's really kind of interacting on that with you, just asking them to do the giveaway for you. Which if you guys have not gotten on that giveaway,
Yes.
what the heck? Get with your life. Okay, so
yeah, and I will definitely say also, hold on, just because like obviously I'm in a point like with my network, and we can talk about growing network, but I'm in a point with my network that if I didn't have people coming to me, and sometimes I don't, I'm messaging every single person on my active that same script I just read to you that says, hey girl, I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. Because if you don't go out and like seek people, if you were starving and you needed food, what would you do? You would go get food. You would go find a way to get food. You wouldn't wait for it to come to you. So that's like a really great analogy.
no, that's amazing. I love it literally so much. I love it. Go out and find people, you guys. People are not just going to drop into your lap. You got to go find them. Okay, so Claire told me a little story about you, about how you were, wanting to go triple and you were like 2,000 BV away and you're like, well, I'll just buy it out. And then you came back and said, no, I'm going to get it all knocked out today. I'm going to just sign 2,000 BV worth of customers today. And you did it. So I want to know, I know you're doing host to post, but I want to know how you knocked out those big BV orders, what you're doing, what you're saying, like all the details.
Yeah, I have a really good relationship with someone upstairs. So luckily that's happening. Oh gosh, it's always a mind game. Like this business is such a mind game. And so part of me wanted to be like, okay, like I'm just, it's probably not going to happen. But I keep like surprising myself, and that's where it's so fun because I actually like make it happen. I've done this like 3 times now. So basically I did the same thing. Like in the morning, it's like I sit there and I'm like, okay, how the heck would I possibly be able to get this much volume? And so I'm doing then really big posts. So what I mean by big posts, I had to think about it for a second. So I'm not going to post about fat fighters or hair, skin, and nails. I'm going to post about something that I need to upsell. And so I am getting, I actually just saw this really cool post where she had done, I think it was Carissa. It was Carissa. So Carissa had made a host post where she did the greens, but she put a before and after picture of someone from 4 weeks of the greens and the coffee. So you're only posting about the greens and people are interested. Oh my gosh, this chocolate detox, I want in on that. And then you just are like, okay, well, if I add the greens, the coffee, you're going to also get these results faster, more products you pair together. And then they're like, bam, yeah, I want the coffee and the greens. And that's like a $30 or $60 up or 60 BB upsell, depending on if you sold a half or a full month. And so, definitely last month, I decided, I saw one post and I was like, oh my gosh, this chick like worded the triple threat wrong. I think maybe because she was new and she didn't quite know. So I'm like, I'm going to go with that. So I started posting like, hey guys, I got this new triple threat, which was the coffee, the greens, and the cleanse. And I think for so long in this business, and someone had talked about this in one of our higher up, I think, gosh, I don't even know the word, whatever. So they were talking about how we get so scared to just get a customer that we're over here like, oh my gosh, they would not want to order more than a greens because that's already 33. Like I can barely afford 33. What about them? So when I started customizing weight loss plans, like if someone's like, oh my gosh, I'm interested, I'm going to be like, oh, you should start with the cleanse. I'll be like, hey, can I send you like a little bit of a script of my weight loss products and the prices? And I know it's long. Like Claire always laughs. She goes, Lindsay, your messages are so long. But guys, like for me, I'm visual. Like I would love to see a little bit of a description and a price on each one. And then I'm going to compare them. I'll be like, well, actually I could probably fit all 3 of those in my budget. And so then people are just buying like 3 to 5 products at a time. And so like, what's the worst going to happen? That they just pick one? Like that was already probably going to happen anyways. So I think, and definitely how I really started, they say it takes about 7 times before it to like sink in. And so I was doing like post after post on my story of keto coffee in the cleanse, keto coffee in the cleanse. And then I would maybe throw like greens in there, like so many stories. Like for myself, I would have been like, oh my gosh, this is so gross. But you don't know what's going to hit the right person, like what before and after picture they're going to find attractive. And I had a lot of people just messaging off my story being like, oh, I want this. Like I've seen this enough times. I want this too. And so that really helped me because, not everybody has the time to flip through your Facebook feed, but they're going to click on your story because if they're already watching you, you're going to first photo on all of their screen. I think that really helped too. And then I follow up with all of my potential loyal customers. I'm like, hey, you said you wanted the cleanse in September. Now we're sitting here in November. Like, what's holding you back on this? And so at the end of the month, when I have my sheet and I'm buying out, I write all of my customers on the top. I don't let them slip through the crack. Like those are the people I'm counting on. And so I just write them down and, if they do happen to slip through the crack, they're the first people I'm sealing the deal with on the first week of the month.
So tell us a little bit about how, when you're following up with people, what are your follow-ups? Like, what are you saying? Are you keeping it really simple? Like, are you voice messaging? Like, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'll probably keep it pretty simple. I don't know. I feel like voice messages I love to do, but I always ask them like, hey, can I send you a voice message? Because some people are actually like legit at work. And so then they're not listening to it. And I'm like, well, why are they still ignoring me? So then I'll just shoot them a message, be like, hey, I know you've been really wanting to do that cleanse. Like, let's get you on it. Luckily, if we have like a special going on, I'll be like, oh my goodness, you get free shipping right now. I only have a couple more spots left. I do really still value like the countdown because it sounds urgent, or like, hey, I only have one more product model I'm needing for the cleanse and the greens, or cleanse and like greens and the coffee. Would you be interested in doing that for me? And then also just being intentional. If you have a lot of people who want hair, skin, and nails, make sure you're posting about hair, skin, and nails. If that's your market, you got to continue to do what like works for you. There are some products I've never sold, and there are some products that I like they're on my go-to products all the time. So it just really depends on your market.
I love it. What else did I have written down for you? Okay, so you're signing like big orders just by basically upselling and doing personalized like weight loss plans. Are you like, I missed it, I think, but are you bringing that in right from the get-go? Or are you like, so say you're doing like a cleanse host to post or something. Are you saying that right away, or after they say they want the cleanse, are you then going back and saying like, hey, can I also show you this, and this?
Yeah, so I definitely like say it right away. Well, for sure the cleanse with the greens. And I know people like often will do like, seal the deal on the cleanse, get their info, and then offer it to them. But right now I've just had a lot of people being like, oh my gosh, a 2-day cleanse for $36. That is so much money. You're just 2 days out of the month. And I'm like, well, if you pair it with our greens, you're going to continue to detox, alkalize, balance your body for the rest of the month. Like I personally lost 4 pounds when I did the greens my first month. So I'm like, and I lost 4 pounds, and so you're going to continue to detox after that, 48 hours. And they're like, okay, I'm sold. And so then they do it that way. If I'm happy with the order, I normally just leave it. But like, if I'm like, oh my gosh, pushing for a huge amount of volume, then absolutely I'd be like, okay, well, if weight loss is your goal, and if you have a little bit more room, like we could throw on the fat fighters for $25. Fat fighters are a great one. I normally just say, oh my gosh, like I have this amazing $25 weight loss challenge happening for Thanksgiving right now. I can throw this supplement in your cart for $25, normally $42. Like it will help take care of all that fats after the meals. Are you interested? And like I just came up with that, guys. I'm gonna start doing that. So that's what you should do.
Why are you the funniest? I love it. Okay, so here's another.
But that sounds like a great idea.
It sounds like a good idea, dude. I love it. I'm going to do it. Okay, so do you place orders for your loyal customers, or do you let them place order themselves from your website?
My distributors and customers don't get to do anything. I do everything for them because I think like so long in my business, I just sat there like waiting, like, okay, did they order the product? Did they order the right one? Like, I do it. I send them their ID. Like I screenshot it right away. I actually pull the screenshot down a little bit so they can't see the auto shipment part, because then you might get people like, oh my gosh, what is this 3 months again? So I just screenshot the ID number, and the I send them the password. I tell them, hey, you have complete login access if you do want to change this. Like I definitely tell them about the 3 months. Don't worry. But just people, when they see like the auto shipment, they get so scared. So I'm always placing people's orders. I'm always getting people enrolled by myself. It takes a little bit longer, and definitely like mass enrolling all the time. Like I wish I could just send it to them, but I don't feel like it ever gets done for me that way. So I personally enroll every single person.
I do too, and I think that is a huge thing. So somebody else here is saying, one problem they have is that a lot of people are not comfortable sending their card info. Do you get that? How do you get around that? What do you have to say about that?
So I always put like I need your number and your expiration date, and then I do not need your 3-digit CVC or whatever it is. That's how I keep my customers' information safe. And I always say like text me, like let's get your information off of Facebook, and then I say I need this, and then I put that part where I say I don't need your 3-digit CVC. That's how I keep my customers' information safe, and everybody seems really fine with it. If we're talking about social, sometimes you'll get your people that are worried, but I'll just like voice message them and be like, okay, you can voice message it to me. Like if they're iMessage, you can send it in 2 parts. Like I have some great stories about getting people's social security number. Like just try to do it. And if they're just like, nope, not happening, then I walk them through how to sign up by themselves.
I love it. You guys, I think part of the reason that Lindsay is just so successful and just so good at what she does is because she just believes before she even literally goes into the sale, goes into a conversation with distributors, that she's got this in the bag. Like, I think that when she goes into these conversations, she's like, cool, this person's about to spend 400 bones. This person is about to literally give me all their info, and they're about to be in the system in 2 seconds. And that's just how she works her business. And, how you go into like a conversation is really how it will end. If you go into it assuming the sale, assuming that, amazing things are going to happen, amazing things usually do. If you go into it timid and like, oh, this person's probably not going to want to spend, this amount of money, you're spending it from basically your own wallet, they're probably not going to. So I think that's one of my favorite things about you. That you just
I would also say, like, and another thing, guys, honestly, with the holidays, I think every single message you do can close out with like, I'm doing a lot of weight loss programs with Thanksgiving and Christmas. What does like weight loss sound of any interest to you? Because as Katie was talking about, like hyping up orders, I remember this one lady just randomly messages me saying like she wanted hair, skin, and nails. And then luckily I just was like, okay, great, send me your information. And then she just threw it in. She's like, but I've also seen some of your weight loss stuff. I sent her my huge script where it's explaining the thermophyte, the fat fighters, the greens. And then I'm like, if you like meal replacement, we have coffee and we have the shake. And she's like, I'll take it all. And I'm like, what? Like the coffee and the shake, you're going to take that too? I was like, okay. So I messaged her because I'm like, maybe I should just stick with like the cleanse and the thermophyte and the fat fighters, because that's a pretty good order. And I was like, okay, well, we do have vanilla and chocolate. Like, would either of those sound good like to you? She's like, I'll take the vanilla. And I'm like, okay, like there was just like a 221 BV order. I'm like, thanks, lady, who came out of nowhere. So
I love it. Okay. So I guess before we close this out, do you have any other tips for us? Anything that you would tell somebody who is going, for a huge promotion this month? I know there's so many of us going for promotions, and, we see that number in front of us every single day, how much BV we need. What would you tell those people? What are just your tips for, ending the month strong and getting that promotion?
yeah, absolutely. So I would say, if you don't have your number to the T, like I need 2,134 volume, then you don't want this promotion, because you should know that. So you need to sit down and chart out all of your projected volume, how you find that, eSuite, additional reports, organization, nope, tree viewer, just kidding, tree viewer, you'll get all of your people that you can see what orders are going to happen. Subtract that by 400, find out what you need. You need an exact number. Now divide it by how many days are left in the month. If you know that, okay, I need 56 in order to make this happen, that's like wraps are 54. It's like a cleanse and fat fighters or something. So then just you tell yourself that every day. For me, promotions, like obviously teams are great, building is great, all of that, but I literally pretend like, well, what if someone, got really sick, or, something tragic happened in the family or whatever. I make my promotions the number. What if it was just me doing everything, because your team's going to pull through and they're going to get volume in. So you really just lessen the load even more on that. So I'd say, do that. But also adding to your network. I always joked and I said I would never have people interested if I didn't have the max amount of friends on Facebook. And so my goal was always 5,000 friends and then I'll be famous. And honestly, guys, the growing the network is insane because you get into so many people's inboxes. So where if you aren't comfortable reaching out to people, add them because they're going to naturally come to you. You're doing a cleanse post, you're doing a business post, you're doing a hair, skin, and nails post. People are going to be interested in that. And so the more people you have, the more you have to. And so I think definitely getting towards the month end when you're needing that volume, you're needing people to be there to give you their social media platform. And I think that's just a really huge base. So definitely knowing your numbers, mass messaging, and growing your network every single day. And I'm not talking about adding 25 people. I'm talking about adding 250 people. Because if you're lucky, 75 of them will actually accept your friend request. So that's it.
Okay, so does anybody else you've got just 2 minutes, so I might just take one more question. Does anybody else have a question about promoting, bringing in big volume? You can drop it in the chat if you do.
Question.
Yeah.
I can't see it. Or whatever.
Question.
Well, while we're waiting on someone's question, I was also going to say, when growing your network, adding from potentials. Okay, so if you have a potential distributor, make sure you're adding a couple of her close friends because, guys, you're going to become topic of conversation. They'll be like, oh my gosh, you're following Lindsay? How do you know Lindsay? Oh, she does this super insane social media base. We should totally do that. You want to do it together? You'll get people like that, and it's so awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. The one question that's in the chat is just how to not get discouraged when you're not getting anybody interested. I would say that goes back 100% to your mindset. It goes 100% back to your mindset. So do some good self-development. Tell yourself you can do this every single day, whatever you need to do to hype yourself up.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and hop off of this. I'm blown away by Lindsay every single day. This girl inspires me like crazy. She just gets it done month after month after month. So, I'm so proud of you. I just love your tips. They're amazing. I was writing everything down and I cannot wait to go implement these. And I hope you guys feel the same way and hope you guys go do all of this and go promote this month. So thank you so much for taking time with us and talking with us tonight, Lindsay.
Of course.
All right, you guys have a good rest of your night and we'll see you next Tuesday.